Hello my dears and welcome to my channel. As always, I am very happy and grateful that you have chose to spend your time with me and supporting my channel. Really easy. Like the video, leave a comment, subscribe, and click on the notification bell of when you'd like to be notified of when I drop a new video. And I hope that you are all doing well in this crazy year so far. But if not, I do hope things will get better for you soon. But if you want to forget about things for just a little while, join me in meeting Mordant, Arcana, Tarot. And this deck was originally a Kickstarter deck, and now it is available through the publisher. And it was created by Eden van den Berg and Tessa Winters, and it's published by Bog Folk, and it was released in 2025. And I will link the Kickstarter page as well as the website. And Bog Folk is a co-op business that makes tabletop role-playing games, and this is their first tarot deck. And the box is 5 inches height, across is 3 inches, and the width is 1.40. It has the thumb indents on the side, but sadly the title is not on any side. I'm really sad when they don't put the title even anywhere. Okay, and on the back we have the title, Mordant Arcana, Unyielding, Gorgeous, and Unique. The Mordant Arcana Tarot blends Strega Wolf, Eden van den Berg's I'm really sorry, Lichoma. I don't belong here. I'm sorry I butchered that. Biting raw sensibilities with the themes and insight of tarot, producing a stunning deck of cards fit for the most mordant among us. And it says the writing, graphics, and editing, and then you have the little Bog Folk, and included 79 tarot cards and a booklet of microfiction. And this is the instruction guide, and we'll go through that after we look at the deck. It doesn't have a ribbon or anything in it. You'll hear the deck rattle around because it's not snug in there. And reversals will be revealed. It's kind of cool artwork. Okay, so the cards themselves are basically tarot sides, as you can see. So they're standard size. Alright, and like they said, there's 79 cards, and you have the Ace of Frogs. Okay, so with all of my tarot videos, I do a side-by-side comparison. And if you watched any of my previous tarot videos, you know this. And I have kept with, sorry about the light, I'm still trying to fix this set out so it's not so shadowy, but I use the Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot, and it's produced by US Game Systems. And I do believe it's in Amazon too, because they have Amazon and everything. Okay, so nothing has changed. They've pretty much kept with the themes, well, not exactly themes, but they have the titles. This one is, instead of the Fool, it's the Fools. But they're pretty they pretty much have kept, the titles are the same. And I really like this deck. At first I was when I was going through it, I was like, but then when I went through the deck, I was like, wow, the the illustrations are really good. And even though there's not a lot to the illustration, they're really, really good. You can, for the most part, look at the card and not really need much more. So I was very pleasantly surprised, because I have gotten decks from Kickstarter and looked at the pictures and when they had the cards done, and even when I got the deck, I was like, I don't know about this. But this one I like. I think they did a good job with their first tarot. And yeah, so I checked out their other games, and they seem really interesting. And it is mostly a black and white deck, but still, I don't always need color in my decks, and I have quite a few black and white ones, and they work well. This one, I like this devil card because it's all in your head. That's what you're, a lot of the times when you're struggling, it just, it feels like that. And this one is the only one that I'm kind of confused as to why they chose, it looks like a moon instead of a star, but other than that, I mean, it's okay. And albeit this is a kind of creepy judgment, I think it's very, I think it's on the nose, because judgment is also judging yourself. So the mirror is looking back at you. So I like this one as well, that they chose that for the illustration. Okay, so that is the majors. And unfortunately, in the guidebook, I was disappointed when I got the deck and looked at the guidebook. There aren't any meanings in the guidebook, which I was kind of disappointed at, because I am a guidebook fangirl and I really like to read the interpretations. Oh, grabbed the wrong ones. So we're doing the wands next. And like they said on the deck box, they're microfiction. They're little microfiction stories. So there's no meanings in the guidebook. So you are going to have to, if you're still learning and a little apprehensive about doing the meanings, I mean, you can use this with any guidebook. I mean, it's pretty much about the same. And the court cards are the same. You have your page, knight, queen, and king. Yeah, it's a little creepy there. Big old eye looking at you. Alright, next we are on to the cups. Okay. And next we have the swords. And there's no real special reason as to why some of the cards are black and some of the cards are white. They just decided to go with that creative choice. As far as I know. Okay, and lastly, we have the pentagrams. And they did rename it the coins. That was the only thing that was changed. Okay, that is the deck. And cardstock is, it's kind of on the thin side, but not too thin. It is kind of, it's very flexible, as you can see, but it's I don't think it's going to tear thin. Yeah. But yeah, the cardstock could be a little bit better. It could be. It's kind of on the thin side, but not, like I said, that it's going to tear or anything like that. Okay, so let's go to the book. Then we have the table of contents and the credits. We have a foreword and an introduction, and they define Mordant, sharply caustic or sarcastic, as wit or a speaker biting. Okay. And then we have a reading guide, basically just goes through the tarot deck breakdown mainly, and the major, minor, swords, cups, coins, and wands. And then basically just has some different questions you can ask, because as everybody knows in tarot, the question is the contributing factor as to how your reading turns out. So the question is pretty much the most important thing to come up with, and I know that people do struggle with the question. Okay, so in the guidebook you have the card, and then basically a little keywords, I guess, of what the word is about, and then we have a little microfiction with an animal and a flower. So like I said, there's no meanings except for the little keywords you have up at the top. And then going into the minor, yeah, you'll have to really pull the book apart. Okay, then we have basically the same thing, except we don't have a picture of the card. We have the title, we have the keywords, and then we have the microfiction story, and the animal and flower. And there's no separator pages for the suits. And then we get to the back, and they decided to put in a Mordant Arcana Tarot's Tarot Dungeon Generator System, or Matt's Tarot Dungeon Generator. And this tells you basically it's a tool that you can use to generate unique and interesting dungeons in the tabletop system you are choosing. It is compatible with any 78 card deck and any miniatures you have on hand. So they just basically stuck a little role-playing game in there and gave you directions and gave you how to lay the cards out. And then we have what each card represents. Like the Ace of Swords is the apiary, Two of Swords is the Bard's hut. So different areas, I guess you could say it. Yeah. And they just go through that, and then they go through the different suits and then you go through the major different areas as well. And then on the minors, I knew I got that out, basically gives you the description of the different areas. It just describes them. If you have trouble describing an area, you can just use this. Or if you're a creative DM, you know, can make your own descriptions of like the Thieves' Rut or the Thieves' Guild or the Forest. So it's just something that they added in because basically that's what their thing is tabletop role-playing games. So they decided to fuse tarot with role-playing. And then we have monsters, and basically gives you directions on the different monsters in the dungeon. And then loot and traps. Gives you directions on that. Alright. Okay, so shuffling. These are very easy. They're very flexible, and because they are on the thin side, if you can shuffle the regular tarot size cards, you should have no issue shuffling these. You can do the rifle shuffle. You can do the overhand, which is my favorite. Okay. You can do the cutting, and there's no right or wrong way to shuffle your deck. Just do it however you can and how you want to. Don't let anybody tell you differently. And then we can do the fan, and these work beautifully on a fan. Or you can spread them all over your table and just pick them up. Alright, so let's see what card wants to come forward, and then I will read you the microfiction story that goes with the card, so you can kind of get a general idea of what they did. Oh, the world. Okay. Alright, so change, there and back again, conditionless triumph. First, she placed the core, an old coin from a dead place, heated until it glowed. Next, she smeared the mantle on it, shaping the melting peanut butter textured stone so that it resembled almost exactly a toffee apple. Then came the seas. On the crispy outline, she layered brilliant gems of blue and green and red and purple, with strict instructions to show themselves to whoever needed it. Inside, she also snuck some fish. Finally came the mountains and the valleys, thrown on while the apple spun on a string so as to give it a random quality. Some of them looked quite weird. Then came you, glorious you. You are her favorite part. And that is the story for the world. Okay. So that is all I have for this deck. Let me know what you think of it. If you manage to get it, let me know how it's working out for you. But once again, thank you so much for spending your time with me, and I hope that you will join me with a future video. But until next time, take care, and goodbye, my dears.